Put this in your coffee and your wife will beg you to stop.
Let me tell you something straight. People are always looking for some secret trick, some magic ingredient that's going to transform everything overnight. But here's the truth. It's not just about what you put in your coffee. It's about what you're putting into your life every single day, because your energy, that shows up. Your focus, that shows up. Your confidence, trust me, that shows up loud and clear. And when you start taking care of your body, when you fuel it right, when you build real habits, something shifts. You wake up sharper, you move with purpose, you stop dragging yourself through the day. And start owning it. And yeah, people notice, your partner notices the difference in your energy, in your presence, in the way you show up, not just physically, but mentally. So no, it's not about a miracle powder or a quick hack. It's about this. What are you consistently adding to your routine that actually makes you better? Because when you get that right, you won't need gimmicks. The results will speak for themselves. Keynote 1. Small habits create big reactions. Let's slow this down, because this is where most people get it wrong. Everyone is chasing something dramatic, a big change, a breakthrough moment, a single trick that flips everything overnight. But real transformation doesn't work like that. It's quiet, it's repetitive, it's built on the smallest things you do every single day without even thinking about them. What you put into your coffee in the morning might seem insignificant. It's just a cup, just a routine, just a quick habit before you start your day. But that one choice is part of a bigger pattern, a pattern that shapes your energy, your mood, your focus, and ultimately how you show up in your relationship. Small habits don't feel powerful in the moment. They feel easy to ignore, easy to skip, easy to replace with something more convenient. But here's the truth. Your body keeps score. Every small decision stacks. Every shortcut compounds. Every positive choice builds momentum. And over time, those tiny habits start creating noticeable reactions, not just in your body, but in your life. You feel the difference in your energy levels, you notice it in your confidence, and the people around you, especially your partner, they pick up on it too, because consistency creates change that people can feel, not just see. So when we talk about putting something in your coffee, it's not really about the coffee at all. It's about discipline, it's about intention, it's about choosing again and again to invest in yourself in small ways that don't look impressive, but are incredibly powerful. And that's the shift most people miss. It's not the big moves that change your life. It's the small habits you refuse to underestimate. Keynote to expanded energy and vitality start internally. Let's be real for a second. Most people are walking around trying to fix external problems with external solutions. More coffee, more sugar, more shortcuts to feel better. But the truth is, energy doesn't come from stimulation. It comes from what's happening inside your body. You can't fake real vitality. You might trick yourself for an hour with caffeine, a quick boost, or something sugary, but sooner or later, your body pulls you back to reality, because underneath all of that, your system is either supported or it's running on empty, and that's where most people are losing the game. They're not tired because life is too hard. They're tired because their body isn't being fueled properly. Think about it. Every single thing you consume sends a signal to your body. It either says, let's perform, let's focus, let's stay sharp, or it says, slow down, struggle, drag through the day. There's no neutral. And when your internal system is off low energy, poor nutrition, inconsistent habits, it shows up everywhere. You wake up already tired, your focus is scattered, your patience gets shorter, your drive drops, and that doesn't just affect you, it affects how you show up with your partner, because energy is felt, it's in your tone, it's in your attention, it's in your presence. When your body is properly fueled, everything changes. You're more alert, more engaged, more confident without forcing it. You don't have to try to be on, you just are. So when we talk about adding something to your coffee again, it's not about the coffee itself, it's about understanding this principle. Real energy isn't poured from a cup, it's built from within. And when you start taking that seriously, when you start fueling your body with intention instead of convenience, that's when you stop chasing energy and start having it naturally every single day. Confidence is not something you switch on before a social moment or turn off when you get home. It's not a performance, it's a byproduct of how you treat yourself every single day, especially in the quiet parts of your routine that nobody else sees. When your body feels sluggish, when your energy is inconsistent, when you're running on habits that don't support you, it doesn't just affect your physical state, it shapes how you carry yourself. You hesitate more, you overthink more, you second-guess simple decisions, and even if you try to act confident, it rarely lands because internally you don't feel aligned. But when you start taking care of yourself in a real, consistent way, not in extremes, not in short bursts, but in steady habits, something changes underneath. You start waking up with more clarity, you move through the day with less resistance, you don't feel like you're dragging yourself from one task to another, and slowly, without forcing it, your posture, your tone, your eye contact, your presence, they all shift. That's the part people miss. Confidence isn't built in mirrors or speeches. It's built in repetition. It's built in discipline. It's built in the quiet agreement you make with yourself every day. I will not neglect myself. And when that starts to show, people notice it before you even say a word, especially in close relationships. Your partner doesn't just hear your words, they feel your energy. They notice when you're present versus when you're distracted. They can sense when you're grounded versus when you're scattered. So when your internal system is stable, your confidence stops being something you try to project. It becomes something you naturally carry. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to overcompensate. You just are more steady, more present, more assured in how you show up. And ironically, that's when everything around you starts responding differently, not because you changed who you are, but because you finally started operating from a place where you feel in control of yourself. Consistency is where almost everyone falls apart, not because it's complicated, but because it feels too simple to be powerful. People underestimate it. They think change should feel dramatic, emotional, or instantly rewarding, but real consistency doesn't give you that kind of feedback in the beginning. It feels repetitive, sometimes even boring, and that's exactly why most people abandon it before it ever starts working. Quick fixes feel exciting because they give you a short burst of motivation. You try something new, you feel a spike of hope, maybe even a temporary result, and your mind convinces you that this time it will be different. But that excitement fades fast, and when it does, you're left exactly where you started, or worse, you're starting again from zero after stopping and restarting multiple times. Consistency doesn't work like that. It doesn't rely on motivation. It survives on repetition even when you don't feel like it. It's the decision to show up again today, even if yesterday didn't feel perfect. It's choosing the same supportive habits not because they are exciting, but because they are effective. And over time, something subtle but powerful happens. Your body adapts, your mind adjusts, your systems begin to stabilize. What once felt like effort slowly becomes normal, and what used to require discipline starts to feel like identity. That's the real difference between quick fixes and consistency. One gives you a moment, the other builds you a foundation. And the truth is, most visible changes in life don't come from doing something extreme once. They come from doing something simple again and again until it stops feeling like a choice and starts feeling like who you are. This is why consistency is so closely tied to everything else: energy, confidence, relationships, presence. Because when you're consistent with how you take care of yourself, everything around you starts to stabilize too. Your moods become more predictable, your focus becomes sharper, your reactions become calmer, and the people close to you feel that steadiness. In relationships especially, consistency builds trust without needing constant explanation. It shows up in how you treat yourself, how you manage your energy, and how reliably you show up day after day, not perfectly but steadily. And that's the part people eventually realize. It was never about doing something big once. It was always about doing something small enough times that it could no longer be ignored. Your lifestyle is not something that stays neatly separated from your relationship. People like to think they can divide their life into compartments: health in one box, work in another, relationships somewhere else, but in reality, everything overlaps. The way you live shows up in the way you love, and the way you take care of yourself directly affects how you show up for someone else. When your habits are chaotic, when your energy is inconsistent, when your discipline is low, it doesn't stay hidden, it leaks into your interactions. You become less present, more irritable, less patient with small things. You might not even realize it, but the person closest to you feels it immediately, not because they are analyzing you, but because energy is something people sense before they can explain it. On the other hand, when you start building a more structured and intentional lifestyle, even in small ways, it creates stability that extends beyond just your physical health. You become more grounded, you react less emotionally to minor stress, you listen better, you engage more fully, and that changes the quality of your connection with your partner in ways that words alone can't achieve. A strong lifestyle doesn't just make you healthier in a narrow sense. It makes you more reliable emotionally. It makes you more present mentally. It makes you more capable of handling pressure without passing that pressure on to someone else. And in a relationship, that matters deeply, because your partner isn't just responding to what you say, they are responding to how safe, steady, and consistent you feel to be around. When you neglect your health, you often don't realize how much of that imbalance you bring into shared space. But when you improve it, even gradually, the change is noticeable. You become someone who has more to give, not just in energy, but in attention, patience, and emotional availability. So yes, what you do for yourself always comes back into your relationship. Not in abstract theory, but in real, everyday moments, in how you respond to stress, in how you communicate, in how you show up when it matters most. And that's why lifestyle isn't just personal, it's relational. So when you put it all together, it's not about a single ingredient, a shortcut, or a magic trick you add to your coffee. It's about understanding something much bigger. Your daily habits, your internal energy, your consistency, and your lifestyle are all connected. They shape how you feel, how you think, how you show up, and ultimately, how you are experienced by the people closest to you. Small habits build momentum, internal health builds real energy, confidence comes from how you treat yourself every day, consistency turns effort into identity, and your lifestyle naturally reflects in your relationship. Nothing here is instant, but everything here is powerful if you stay consistent with it. Now, I want you to take this seriously, not as entertainment, but as something you can actually apply in your life starting today, because the difference between knowing something and living it is where real change happens. If this message made you think differently about your habits and your energy, then don't just move on and forget drop a comment and share what stood out to you the most. And if you want more straight, practical, no-nonsense insights like this, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one.